the Bookmobile Extension Services Department.
And I'm Donna. I'm the program coordinator from the Partram Trail Branch Library.
And today we are going to have some fun with you in the kitchen. I'm going to be making oxtail and black-eyed peas.
And I'm going to be helping and doing as I'm told.
And Donna has a special recipe herself.
We're going to make some fried gator tail 3 ways. It's going to be an adventure.
This is going to be an exotic cooking in the kitchen with Donna and Leslie. So we hope you enjoy.
We're cooking oxtails and gator tails.
So what I did is I had showed you all the photo of marinating these overnight. And what I did is I used allspice, and this is just such a great ingredient, and it is so fragrant. And one of the recipes that I had called for a bottle of wine, but I did not want to use alcohol, so I am substituting it with a cranberry pomegranate juice. And this is, I don't think there's any extra sugar added, it's just I want that great flavor. And then I'm also using a shrub. So this is, it's like a flavor infused vinegar. And this is beet and orange. And then I've got my salt and my pepper and then a little bit of olive oil because I do need to brown all sides of the oxtail. And so that's what we're gonna start with. And then I also went ahead and chopped up just a rough chop of some celery and some carrots, and then I'm gonna do some garlic as well.
Those are all delicious flavors, and when they make friends with each other, we're going to have something really delicious.
Flavor explosion. All right, so I want you to smell that allspice.
It smells delicious.
It does. And I did pour just a little bit of the shrub on there too to kind of infuse some flavor as well as to help tenderize these oxtail because it is, you know, it used to be a cheap cut of meat. It was pretty much like a throwaway. But with all the popularity now, prices have gone up. And because it's generally a tougher piece of meat, it works well with like a low and a slow cooking. So we're gonna do this in the crock pot and it's just gonna cook all day and get nice and tender and flavorful. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw in some dried black-eyed peas.
Hi, I'm back again to show you how to cook some delicious gator tail. And Leslie's still working on her oxtails. So her tails are cooking and my tails are gonna be cooking. So I'm going to empty this gator tail out of this package. This is farm-raised gator tail, and it has been tenderized. You can buy this at a seafood shop. It's possible that there's a grocery store that sells it. It comes in pieces about this big. And what I'm going to do is put the whole bottle of hot sauce in here and about half of this buttermilk. But first, let's get about half of this buttermilk in here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take this gator and drop it in here to marinate just a little bit. Once I get it all out of this bag and into the marinade, I will take my hands, which have gloves, and separate the gator tail and mix it up. The gator won't be spicy at all, even though it's got a whole bottle of hot sauce. All that does is enhance the flavor.
So here's a question for you. I know with the oxtails, because it's a tough cut of meat, that it's like low and slow. Does the buttermilk maybe have those kind of similar properties where it helps tenderize the gator tail?
I think so, and it's also, it helps bind my different toppings to it. I have some panko here today, if you like panko. So I'm going to cook a little with panko. And I'm gonna cook a little the old-fashioned way with some flour. And then I'm gonna use a little cornstarch and experiment with tempura gator tail. So I will take my garlic powder and add a little of that to this because I like garlic.
Me
and
too.
Then we'll do a little pepper. And gonna hold off on the salt quite yet.
All right. And if I can help you, please let me know.
There's a pair of gloves. If you want to dredge some of this meat, feel free. I thought I was going to need to cut it, but these are in nice sized pieces, so I shouldn't have to cut it at all. I've got my oil over here getting hot, and I'm going to take a tiny piece and just put it in my oil so I know when my oil is ready. That'll give me a hint.
Now here's a question for you, because I've done a program with you before where we spoke about alligators.
Yes.
And you mentioned your family's, I guess, that they've got a relationship with alligators.
My Uncle Sonny and my Uncle Roland, and this was years ago, they were the nuisance gator getters for Duval County. And we would go to Grandma's house, and she would have her old artesian-fed swimming pool drained down to about a foot of water. And they would put their gators in there with their mouths taped shut until they had 2 or 3 gators to clean or dress, depending on the terminology that you want to use. It's a lot of work to clean a gator, and gators are a renewable resource because every bit of an alligator is used. The hide is used for belts, handbags, and shoes. The meat is used. Even the bones are used.
Oh.
So they're, kind of cool and tasty.
And that's an experience that not too many people have. So what a unique upbringing.
Well, growing up when we were kids, you spent a lot of time in nature fishing and hunting and foraging. I can remember picking blackberries and doing all those things. And I don't mean a handful, I mean a bucketful to make cobbler.
Oh. Now I might need some more of,
You might.
was this cornstarch?
That's the cornstarch.
Okay.
So I've got my oil going pretty good. So let me go ahead and fill this pan.
And I'm at the point, I hear my oxtail, I'm thinking that they are nicely browned on all sides.
Smell so good.
So I am going to go ahead and just for a few minutes, do my celery and my carrots and my garlic in the same pan, just to kind of bring out those nice sweet flavors. And then I'm going to put everything into the crock pot. And I am going to put in a cup of those dried black-eyed peas, and then all of that delicious liquid that I'm going to be cooking with will cook the black-eyed peas. And we're going to set it on low, and I'm going to cook it for about 8 hours. Did you want the oven on to keep them hot, or?
No,
Okay.
because we don't, here, have a piece.
I will tell you, I'm looking at these, my stomach's growling, and so tender and so oh, I can taste that hot sauce. Just gives it a very nice flavor. Oh, Donna. delicious.
Why, thank you.
Hey Donna, let's try some of the oxtail and black-eyed peas.
Okay, Leslie, I am really excited to try them. Oh, it smells divine.
I love that allspice. It is so fragrant.
Is that what that is? It does smell so delicious.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you,
enjoy
ma'am.
as well. Mmm.
Mmm. That fruit juice just added such a nice flavor, and I think the shrub really helped to tenderize.
This is
Very
so
good.
delicious.
Miss Donna, thank you for coming today and doing this exotic program with us.
Well, I want to thank the Friends of the Library, because the Friends of the Library paid for all the supplies for us to prepare this food so that we could share this program with you. And they support us in so many ways, and if you feel called, you could support them too.